About the author, translated from the Russian edition. The collegiate advisor, Baron Grigory Ottonovich Mebes, was born in Riga in 1868. After graduating in 1891 from the Physics and Mathematics faculty of St. Petersburg University, Mebes gave up his career and devoted himself entirely to the study of secret knowledge. In the 1904 to 1905 school year, he taught physics and mathematics at the Tsar's Selo Real School and the Nikolaevsk Gymnasium, as well as physics at the Women's School of the Ministry of Public Education. In 1906 to 1917, he taught mathematics in the Page Corps at the Nikolai Cadet Corps. His first wife was Olga Nagornova, with whom he broke in 1912, which did not prevent her from subsequently playing a prominent role in Martinism. The Martinist Lodge, which was a branch of the French order of the same name, the Kabbalistic Order of the Rose and the Cross, was founded in Russia by the French occultist Gerard Encausse, known under the pseudonym Papus. At the end of 1910, Mebes became the Inspector General Secretary of the St. Petersburg branch of the order, and in 1911 to 1912 he read in St. Petersburg a lecture course on the Encyclopedia of the Occult, which followed Papus's theory in almost everything. These lectures, published under the pseudonym of G.O.M, were very popular, as evidenced by dozens of memories and reviews. In August 1912, Mebes tried to be free from the tutelage of the Paris leaders, announcing the proclamation of the independence of the Russian Martinists. The Apollonia Lodge, headed by Mebes, with the initiatory name of Butator, was declared a Great Lodge by the Grand Council of Russia. The situation was cleared up by the end of 1912, after the official report by Mebes, Papus's report about his break with him, and the establishment in Russia of an independent order called Autonomous Discharge of Martinism of Russian Obedience, led by the Invisible Master. In 1913, St. Petersburg Martinists, led by Mebes, formed a special autonomous chain of OMOR with a pronounced Templar collar. In 1916, it was transformed into the Order of Martinist Eastern Obedience. It was ruled by the Order of the Invisible Master or the Father, G.O.M. His official representative was a student of Mebes, Inspector General I.K. Antoshevsky, with the initiatory name of Hyacinthus. By the way, the mystery name of Mebes is the guardian angel Butator, who is the regent of calculations and who serves in the third hour of the day and is invoked during ritual magic. In the summer of 1917, when I.K. Antoshevsky was killed, he was replaced in this position by another student of Mebes, V. Bogdanov. The chapter of the order consisted of 7 persons, and the official print organ of the Russian Martinists was the occult magazine Isis. In 1918 to 1921, Mebes gave lectures on the Book of Zohar in Petrograd, and his second wife, Maria Nesterova, lectured on the history of religion. The declarative goal that the Russian Martinists had set for themselves was, on the one hand, to prepare the one going for the highest initiation, maximum program, and on the other, to expand the esoteric secondary education of those who were not recognized as capable of the highest initiation. In addition to purely theoretical studies, practical work was carried out in the school to develop its capabilities for telepathy and psychometry amongst its members. Aleksandr M Aseev, the publisher of the book Occultism and Yoga, owns the version according to which all 3 main branches of the Russian initiating movement, Freemasonry, Martinism, and Rosicrucianism, existed in the form of separate and independent organizations. However, they were led by the same person, G.O.Mebes. Needless to say, all 3 orders worked in close contact with each other and often included in the same persons. Martinist and Rosicrucian lodges were located, according to M Aseev, in the apartment of Mebes in the Sands and were beautifully furnished. The text commentator of M Aseev, N.A. Bogomolov, notes, however, that in fact Mebes' apartment was not in Sand, but at the corner of Greek Avenue and 5th. This is in fact the case, but Bogomolov does not take into account the fact that in 1917 to early 1918, Mebes really lived for some time in Pesky, where he was a teacher. All this indicates that M Aseev was very well informed, and his information can therefore be trusted. Although his conclusion that Mebes was supposedly the unofficial leader of the initiating movement in Russia, not only at the beginning of the century but also in the 1920s, is a clear exaggeration. Another thing is that the Masons, the Martinists, and the Rosicrucians in essence are links of one chain. They have always worked and work in close contact with each other. Their secretive activity in Russia and then in the USSR continued until 1925, when the OGPU became seriously interested in their groups and work. I have a footnote here, which says that Aleksandr Aseev, 1902 to 1993, was a medical doctor by profession who founded the annual publication Occultism and Yoga. Fascinated by Agni Yoga, he struck up a correspondence with Nicholas Roerich in 1931 and went on to launch the publication Occultism and Yoga in Belgrade, guided by Helene Roerich, the wife of Nicholas. The published correspondence between Aseev and Roerich was the highlight of the journal. In the middle of 1928, the Leningrad Pravda and Krasnaya Zvezda newspapers reported that an investigation into the Great Lodge Astraea, led by 70-year-old black occultist Mebes, was opened by KGB agents. The investigation, as claimed by the newspaper, soon showed that Leningrad had quite serious Masonic lodges with several dozen members, with masters with dedication, oaths signed by blood, statute, foreign correspondence, and membership fees. According to Aseev, Grigory Ottonovich Mebes died in Ust-Sysolsk in 1930. I'm very sorry for my pronunciation of Russian. I need to practice that a little bit. Thank you.